AIESEC in India.
AIESEC in India.
Your MCP.
Your MCP.
For 2015-2016.
For 2015-2016.
जो सोने की चम्मच लेकर के पैदा हुए हैं उनको गरीबी क्या होती है पता कैसे।
बौखलाए हुए चूहों की तरह दौड़ रहे हैं। मुझे मालूम था कि चुनाव के 1-2 दिन पहले इनके झूठों का सिलसिला दोहराया जाएगा।
आज क्यों नहीं चर्चा करते हैं अध्यक्ष जी? आज ये क्यों नहीं चाहते जन लोकपाल पे चर्चा करना? ये दिखावा करते हैं, ये जन लोकपाल से डरते हैं।
ये लोग झाड़ू भैया अच्छे दिन आ गए हैं, अब झाड़ू करो, सफाई करो।
AIESEC being a completely youth-run organization, it's really important that all our processes to appoint the next leaders, our leadership body is completely democratic. And that's just one part of it. AIESEC is also a leadership development organization wherein we want to develop leadership in people. And hence this process is not just to elect the right person, but the process is designed to get the best out of the people who step up throughout the journey of applying for this position.
Leadership is the prime kind of byproduct that AIESEC looks for, it gives to the society, and AIESECers who go through the process is one of the most beautiful processes, because the kind of opportunity is very, very open to anyone and everyone who wants to take up that leadership role. And the democratic process of AIESEC is through all levels, in a local committee level, in a national committee level, and an international association level.
It being the most democratic organization in the sense of the fact that we 19, 20, 21-year-old people, young minds, come down to one place in one room and restore and put faith in one person to lead us.
The most important thing is that there is no politics, there is no campaigning, there is no I am better than him or her. Because what we truly believe in AIESEC is that that position is not leadership. Position is just a channel for you to be at a higher level. Throughout the process, you will never see people talking about I like him or her because of him or her being my friend or whatever. Rather, it's more about what does AIESEC need from a leader right now, and whose plan, vision and leadership style suits that context at this very moment. So I think that's something I have never seen before in any other organization outside AIESEC. In my university, you see like university elections are all politics, obviously the political parties, but then this is a very pure form of democracy, a very pure form of respecting visionaries and giving the chance to the best person possible.
Subigya.
अच्छा यार Vivek, just put it on the AC group or something.
So I'm feeling very excited for sure. Slightly nervous, but I think yeah, more excited than nervous. That's a good thing.
I'm expecting a lot of big thought coming through the applicants. A lot of inspiration from the day as it is, and yeah, that's kind of it. These are big days for the whole entity, where the whole network visualizes with the people who are going to lead it.
I would also like you all to give a very, very loud round of applause for your member committee president candidates 2000.
So how we do it in AIESEC is that, especially on a national level, we have local offices who the presidents of who vote for the national leader. So the people willing to apply for national committee president, they send a letter of intent, and there's a very elaborate application process in which they express everything from the vision, the plans and the leadership style. This is followed by a very elaborate 2-day process in a national conference where we get all the leadership bodies, all executive teams of the local chapters of AIESEC India together, and then we have all the candidates presenting an opening presentation wherein you can get a glimpse of their personality as well as what's the exact philosophy they have for the year ahead.
Welcome. I welcome you to my life, to my world of connection, vulnerability, creativity, belief and love.
I just went in with a very positive framework. I was super calm before I walked in. I was in fact like a little worried because I didn't think I should be so that calm, but it ended up being like very peaceful. It ended up being a good decision, just deciding to just relax and not worry about things unnecessarily. Then I just got into the flow and I started pumping my fists and I was just like feeding on the energy from the audience. There was a brilliant audience. I really loved the sort of energy, the vibe that I got from them. That just energized me.
In terms of a growth strategy, you can choose a focus program on an MC level and that sort of trickles down to LCs and what LCs you can sort of depend on for excellent performance, but you can't say that our entire jump to number one depends on one program.
I didn't like put on an act, it was just from the heart. I was trying to just involve everyone because I really want to become MCB with everyone involved.
Today standing here, when I look back at who I am and what I stand for, these are the people that represent that.
You should actually probably put Indian politicians through this kind of a system. You don't talk bad about the other person or like talk about how horrible the other person's plan was, but tell how you can improve the system, because that's something which is way too powerful, because you're talking about changing things without destroying the existing system. Yeah, and at the end of the day, your goal is the same, right? And how can the paths be so different? Now looking at it on a very political point of view, or like looking at a government, I'm sure that these people do not, it's not that they don't know how things work or like how things can be, but you still like try to forget it and portray something else because of your personal motives. You want to kill the dreams and aspirations of so many people. I don't get that thought.
When I ended yesterday, the feeling was as if I went there and delivered one of the most powerful 15 minutes and 1 hour of my life. And today when I woke up, it was a kind of a feeling that, okay, whatever happened yesterday happened, and how can I live the same moment today? So when I went for Heart Talk, when I went for my closing, and when I even went for the informal question answer rounds, this was the only thought in my mind.
According to you, since the regional office has a better knowledge of the ground realities there, what happens then?
What if the whole MC team is at an international conference? What if we are not available for 1 month because we are into conference preparation? What happens to local committees then? Regional offices come into the picture then because the local committees need to be alive.
We also do a kind of our own version of the presidential debate, wherein we have all the candidates together and we talk about issues outside AIESEC, real world issues, to gauge their perspective on global awareness, on current issues, their ideas and their opinions on things that matter.
I firmly believe that good leadership is defined by the ability to sustain the change of time.
I believe, I have a definition to these kind of people. These kind of people are called demagogues.
Yes, he is not the leader we need now, today. They moved away from him. what continues to amaze me about the organization is that no matter what's happening in the outside world, that whether it's political or economics or anything else, this organization continues to believe, and that for me is very important, that the youth of the country continues to believe.
There's a last bit which I think is the most inspiring, when you have 5 minutes in the plenary with the people, and these people are free to do whatever they want to, and you sometimes see people in the best form ever.
Each one of us that can hold this fire. Each one of us can do this.
No matter what the background of the person is in AIESEC, could have been in a senior position or in an executive position, but AIESEC allows everyone to stand a chance as long as you're willing to step up and go for your higher self.
Because me standing here right now is something that is absolutely unlike.
And then ultimately, all the local chapters who have the voting rights, they vote in preference of who they want to see the next leader as.
Just to think that 20-year-olds who can't even decide whether they want to do engineering or medical or do something else in their life, they have a vision for the organization and they selflessly put all their powers and ideas in that one leader whom probably they personally did not want elected, but what mattered more was the organization and the vision of the organization.
For me, the distinguishing factor amongst in this time's election was that how candidates were ready to put themselves out there, their strengths and their weaknesses for everyone to see without any hesitation. And that kind of shatters the old school model of leadership where you are above a crowd saying I am this, I am that, and let's do this. Instead of that, we are coming closer to ground. Leadership is coming closer to ground, saying that this is me, these are my strengths, this is what I'm facing, these are the battles that I'm facing inside. And being vulnerable to the entire association, and yet people with maturity understanding that, I think that is a big step for us this time from the past 5 years that I've seen.
I think one thing that also strikes me is that the relationship between the candidates is a very sort of team-based thing, because when you go through that experience together, you sort of form that bond.
When we have elections, we have say 4 or 5 applicants who stand for the election procedure. They all have their individual visions, dreams that they visualize for the organization, out of which just one person wins. And what is completely missing is the negativity. Like, even though the other applicants say are dejected, I think this is again the only organization where each one of their visions are culminated so that it's put forward by the winner.
Now when I realize that when we do those things for Lok Sabha elections, we often just press the ballot button and forget about it. Whereas in AIESEC, when you cast that vote, there are mechanisms to hold somebody accountable. And I think this is something which needs to be replicated in its entirety in India as such.
So just stressing on the point of being fair, transparent, ethical in a democracy can do wonders for a country. And I think AIESEC India is a great example that it sets for the outside world to follow.
AIESEC in India! Your MCP! For 2015-2016.
The most important thing is that there is no politics, there is no campaigning, there is no I am better than him or her. Because what we truly believe in AIESEC is that position is not leadership. position is just a channel for you to be at a higher level. This is a very pure form of democracy, a very pure form of respecting visionaries and giving the chance to the best person possible.